going into kind of species that you see in your yard. I don't know if Ohio's different, but like, what are some of the common species you'll see? Let's start with winter, I guess, since that's what we've been shooting a lot. So
Yeah, sure. So for most of the Midwest, I'd imagine, at least when it comes to like specifically winter time, I'd say the dark-eyed junco is probably the most common bird species that we get. It's a part of the sparrow family, and they're very, very small. I think they're about the size of a chickadee, and they're ground feeders. So it means all the bird seed or scraps that may fall on the ground below the bird feeders or wherever. That's what they're going to be really like, what they call scratching for when they like kick up whatever it is, the ground and stuff to get whether it be like snow or leaves to get the birdseed that is. So that's like probably the main species that's pretty specific to it. I think I just had my first hairy woodpecker, which is pretty cool, and that's more of a winter time. As far as I know, I think it's more so common in winter. At least it seems when I see it. But I had my first one in the backyard, I think like a couple weeks ago, which is really cool. And that's a woodpecker, of course. And I'm trying to think. Other ones, I mean, it's like some of those are year round and you just get them all year, but like I think that's the main ones I get usually. Um, it feels like the like finches and stuff, namely like the house finches. It feels like they're more common in the winter, at least where I'm at. But
hmm
goldfinches are kind of common all year, but of course in the winter their plumage gets much more duller, especially on the males. But I mean, of course, in spring, summer, and early fall, you get the striking, the gold yellow of the males that just it really pops off against the bird feeders. You can see them easily and spot them.
hmm
Um, but there isn't too much though, too much differentiation. But like, I guess it depends once again on your backyard and how that's all set up. Like, if you have like quite a few, a dozen acres of land or some woodland, it's gonna be drastically different from like me, where I'm like stuck in a suburban neighborhood and I just have like fences and houses around me.
hmm
So it really just depends on really what your setup and your location is, of course.
Yeah, definitely. Um,
How about you?
for me, it's pretty similar. On the woodpecker note, though, I've never seen a single woodpecker anywhere near my house. I don't know what it is. I mean, we have plenty of trees, and I see woodpeckers in nearby parks, but never seen one anywhere near me. Um, I do know they scare away, smaller birds sometimes. So I guess that's kind of nice for the smaller ones. Probably means I get a bit more of those. Every winter, I get a family of white-throated sparrows. I get about four usually. I don't know if they're a family actually, but uh, those are really fun to work with. They're probably my favorite sparrow, or at least my favorite like common sparrow, just because of that yellow head and that beautiful white throat. And I'm pretty sure you know this, Ryan, but for the listeners that didn't know, they like to forage on the ground rather than being up in the branches like some of the other sparrows. So you can really get eye level and get some great shots of them. They're just really fun to watch, and I don't know about you, but they seem very cooperative to me.
Yeah, yeah, they're actually one of the more approachable, and I can't believe I forgot that species because that's honestly one of my favorite birds of all time. They're very, very handsome and cute. Their song literally just makes me smile every time I hear it, no matter what. And yeah, echoing what you said, it's like they are ground feeders, so they'll be scratching on the ground trying to find seed and stuff. And they're just so I don't know, they're just so handsome and cute and very photogenic. And they're actually, like you said, a lot easier than a lot of other sparrows or any passerines to photograph because they are on that ground and you can get eye level and everything too.
hmm Yeah, and then I also get cardinals. Cardinals are so skittish. You know,
Yeah.
they're so common, but they're so skittish. It's crazy. No matter where you see
Yeah.
them, too, they're pretty much always the same level of scared for me. Um,
That- I agree. It's
yeah.
like just it could be your backyard, it could be out deep in the woodland, like the most we'll call it wildest of places or remote. And like yeah, they just I don't know, they just never they elude my camera almost all the time, given
Uh,
how common they are.
I got one good cardinal shot this season, and that was it. And that was only because I was actually laying on the ground and it landed above me on like a bird feeder or like the top of a bird feeder. So I was able to look straight up and kind of cut out the bird feeder and
Right.
just looking right at him. But that was literally the only cardinal shot I got like from backyard birding. And there's literally a cardinal there every day. So uh, it's
That's a
it's interesting for sure.
it's yeah, it's I it, honestly it expands even beyond cardinals, maybe. At least I see it. It's like, like blue jays or crows or something like that. It's like those two are pretty tough to photograph in my experience. I don't know why. Like some of the more special, like non-backyard species, birds, it's like they're almost easier to photograph than a common blue jay. It's just kind of weird like that to me.
Yeah, and the name common too can be deceiving. I mean, you'll see them everywhere,
Oh yeah.
but they're not common to like view or approach or photograph. So
Yeah. We need to end this like this idea of like or naming that is of like birds with common.
uh huh.
I just feel like it's belittling other ones too.